And the problem with the whole thing was immaturity. The knowledge was there, they knew what was right, but they handed themselves over to a debased mind. They did not want to resolve the issues. They did not want to grow. And because they didn't want to grow, this undermined what they needed to sustain a happy and healthy life. Some of these people climbed to the top. They got where they needed to go. But they couldn't hold it because they didn't have the character to keep them there. You all need to let the alcohol go, these little alcohol moments, the pharmaceutical chemicals. You need to step back from the chemist a bit. The dope. You've been led to believe that all these things are going to assist you, but they're not. They deceive you. They harm you. They take you off the course that you're supposed to be on. And you don't even know it. You can't tell that this is happening to you. But it is. You're allowing things to get in the way of your thinking. Things that ought not to be disrupting you. Little things. Children's influences in adults' decisions. No. Children's bad behavior to manipulate you into what they want. No. No. These things are what undermine critical decisions. But it's too late once it's done. It's too hard to undo once these patterns are created. Because everybody's just giving themselves over to the moment, not thinking about how these small moments are disrupting the big picture. And it just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates until the mental health's disrupted. The health and the positive physical attributes of the body begin to diminish to a baseline level or below. Another cigarette, another drink, another impact on the lungs and other organs inside the body. Can't see from the surface. And many of these people know how to hide all this with smiles. But if you go up the hospital or somewhere like this, you'll see these people on the other end of it all. Sick, ill, dying, like little children that haven't looked after themselves properly in adult bodies. They've failed themselves and they've failed everyone around them. But they were held in high esteem because they were mummy or daddy. We've lived in lies for far too long, and it's getting worse and worse. And this is how civilizations, this is how communities, countries get undermined. It's growing worse in politics now. Australia, where I live, used to be a nation that had a reasonable amount of honesty and dignity about itself. Not anymore. The lies are just thrown around, and the secrets of omission, the sins of omission, where transparency should have been applied, are accumulating, and it's in your face every day, and it wears you down, because it's just so obvious that even the people that are leading our nation are corrupted. Now, this is something that I used to see in other parts of the world, but not in Australia. Australia has become a weak, corrupted, nation, and it comes from the politicians. I guess one thing I've learned is age isn't evidence of, it is not evidence of wisdom. It should be, but it's not. And it's not until you spend enough time with these people that are in your circle that you realize that things aren't, they're just not how they should be. It's all just a facade that doesn't work, a facade that undermined just being normal and having common sense and being straight. It was from one emotion to the next, aimless emotions that were fleeting, like a leaf blowing up the street with the wind, with no destination. It's just going to end up wherever it ends up, but it wants to roll in the wind. Doesn't matter what damage it does or doesn't do, it just ends up lying in the gutter. It's fallen from the tree. That's it. Didn't produce anything, didn't become anything, just didn't end up as anything. And it takes a tremendous revelation, a tremendous shock in life for somebody to go, hang on a sec, I don't want this pain anymore that I'm inflicting on myself. This idea that alcohol and drugs and all this other stuff is a means of answer doesn't work. It hasn't agreed with my system. It hasn't agreed with the way in which I behave, and I've lost friends, I've lost health, I've lost happiness, I've lost money, I've been tricked, lied to, deceived, and been unable to see it at the time. I don't want this anymore. You might even be lying in a hospital bed saying, I just don't want this anymore. And it's going to take tremendous effort to break these habits. But if you go through the pain, you'll get the reward. If you don't go through the pain, you don't get the reward. You just stay where you are. Sometimes pain is something you have to go through to get where you want to go. Severe, horrible pain, where you're turning everything you believe in upside down. You're just going black sheep. I'm not doing this anymore. You all go do what you want, but I'm going to look after myself. I remember when I had a certain change in life, way back when I was 18. And this guy that knew this guy's breaking away, you could tell. They'd realised I ain't hanging around with you mugs anymore. And he said, make sure you look after yourself. And I can still remember, it was like the devil was mocking me. Make sure you look after yourself. And I thought, you bet I'm going to look after myself. I'm not going to go down this road any further. And they knew, because people don't want to fail on their own. So my advice to you is, with a Christian connotation and a caring connotation, is turn it around, look after yourself. Turn your life around. Drop the things that you think you need to have a better life, that are making your life worse. It's up to you. Only you can decide. Only you can choose. It's death or life. You know, Jesus said, let the dead bury their own dead. And I know I keep quoting it, but what's he saying? He's saying there's people that are just living like they're dead. They're not helping themselves. They're not living an honest, pure life. They're just drunk, they're just stoned, they're just whatever they can take, hiding in their caves, wasted, paranoid, scared, pretending that they're not. No. Go black sheep and turn your life around.